Greetings, everyone. This is Dr. Ray speaking to you from my home office. I wanted to come to you, as I will from time to time throughout this semester, to give you some extra tutorial information. What I'm going to do when I feel like it's necessary is that I'm going to do a recording, which is effectively a screen capture. So what you're seeing here and what you will see is my laptop at home, my office laptop. You'll notice that I am not running Microsoft Windows, nor am I running, nor is this a Mac. This is actually using Linux. So some of the things that I do, where I click specifically, and the way things look specifically might be different for you in your settings. But if you need to know any specific thing that you need to do for Windows or for, in our case, Excel today, then I'll tell you. But for most part, what I do in Excel, what I do in my spreadsheet application will be very similar to what you end up doing in Excel. I'm going to be typing in formulas and using clicks and drags, and that technique will still cross-apply to what you're doing. Okay, so you'll notice that I have set up a simple worksheet for you. This has a lot of things in common with the assignment that you have, the lab number 2 in module 1, which is due here in a few days, depending on when you're watching this. So you'll notice that I have grade columns for quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3, lab 1, lab 2, lab 3, and then I have a column for quiz average, lab average, and then I have a column for weighted average. So right away we can see that this is somewhat different. You're going to have a lot more columns in your solution because there are a lot more grades. I only have 2 grade categories, quiz and lab. They are weighted differently than they will be for you. My quizzes are worth, for this example, are worth 25%, and the labs are worth 75%. That does come to 100, so that's good. But of course, since you have also surveys and discussions and a final exam, then your percentages will be different, and you should follow the percentage guidelines in the assignment. You'll also notice that I haven't done any formatting on this, and so you'll need to use the techniques that you've learned to do the formatting as required by the assignment. But I did want to show you how to find the averages and how then to calculate the weighted average. And before we're done, we'll put in a couple more students here so I can show you how to do that. So this is just my test data. This student, the only student I have so far, got a 98, a 95, and a 94 on the first 3 quizzes, an 87, a 56, and a 32 on the first 3 labs. So how do we determine the quiz average? So there are several ways to do this. I'm going to first begin by selecting this, and I'm going to go over here and select average. Okay, and you'll notice that by default it has selected everything, all of the cells to the left of that, but that's not what I want. I just want the average of these first 3 cells. Okay, so I'm going to drag this to just collect those first 3 cells, and you'll see in the formula box for this cell has automatically been populated equal sign. You put the equal sign first to indicate to the spreadsheet that this is going to be the evaluation of a function. Average is the name of the average function in this application. It might be different in Microsoft Word. I don't remember. I'm not 100% sure, so you'll need to look that up. And then B3, well, B3, that's this, colon D3, that's that. I'm pretty sure this is going to work for you in Microsoft Word, in any calculation or spreadsheet application, but the specifics of your specific spreadsheet might be different. It might be slightly different in Word, but the idea is the same. Okay, we're going to average these 3 things together. And then when I press enter, okay, this is now the average of 98, 95, and 94. Okay, You cannot hand calculate your averages and get a good grade on this assignment. You must use the functions. Okay. Likewise, in fact, this time I'm just going to type it in, equal average parentheses. Okay. And I don't remember what this is, so I'm just going to click on it. Oh, E3 is what it is. Colon. Okay, I bet this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G3. Yep. And I could have just typed that in as well. Okay. And there we go. Okay, press enter. And so we get 58.333333. That's the average of 87, 56, and 32. Okay, so how do we find the weighted average? Well, I'm going to type in the formula for calculating weighted average. So this is a formula, so I'm going to begin with the equal sign. Okay, and I'm going to say, all right, this is the quiz average should be 25% weight. So I'm going to do 0.25 times the quiz average. Okay, and I'm going to put these in parentheses. Okay. Plus, right, again in parentheses. The parentheses don't matter. They work like mathematical parentheses. So in this case, they don't matter. They do affect operator precedence just like they would in mathematics. But I like to use parentheses because it just keeps things nice and neat for me when I'm doing more complicated equations. Okay, so 0.75 times the lab average I3. Okay, and then I'm going to press enter. All right, so this student's weighted average is a 67.66666666, so forth. Okay, so basically a 68 is what this student is currently earning. Okay, so this is currently a D student. Notice what happens when I change these grades. Okay, so let's make this an 87. We'll look at lab average and then weighted average when I press enter. Okay, they changed. And in both cases, they went up because he, for lab number 2, instead of getting a 50-something, he got now an 87. Okay, so when these values change, these formulas automatically update. Okay, and that's what you should be seeing on your spreadsheet that you're working with. Okay, so now this is a C student. Well, I want him to be an A student. I bet if he gets an 88 on that. Nope, not quite. So let's give him a 95 on that. Okay, so now he's an A student. Okay, so this is an A student. Okay, so let's put in let's try and make ourselves a B student. All right, let's see. Maybe he gets a 76 on that, and a 92 on that, and an 84 on that, and he gets a 93 on that, and he gets a 99 on that, and he gets an 87 on that. Okay, but wait, these values are not being populated automatically. Okay, so I want to make this average equation, but I want to do it down here as well. Okay, so one way to do that is to just type in that same equation, but change B3 to B4 and D3 to D4, and do the same thing here and do the same thing here, right? Changing the 3's to 4's, and that would work. But all modern professional grade spreadsheets allow you to do this. See this little, when you click on any cell, you get a little box right here and your cursor changes. You can click and drag, okay? And notice all these divide by zeros. That's because there's no data here. But if I put data here, okay, all right, it calculates. So this automatically calculates the average for B4 to D4, B4 to D4. This automatically calculates the average from B6 to D6. There's just nothing in B6 through D6. So you get this error saying, hey, there's no data there, okay? But as soon as we put data there, those numbers begin to automatically populate, okay? All right, so I want to focus, though. I'm going to go ahead and delete this so it doesn't distract us. Okay, delete that. I want to focus on this row, the B student row. Okay, so it looks like his quiz average is exactly an 84. curious, but okay. So I'm going to click down and drag. Oh, look, his or her lab average rather, was a 93. Click and drag. So they got a 90.75. Well, I didn't quite make them a B student, did I? No. So, and notice this is 0.25 times H4, that's H4, plus 0.75 times I4, okay? 0.25 because this is worth 25% of the grade, 0.75 because this is worth 75% of the grade, right? Yeah, so let's adjust these grades so that we do in fact have a B student. How about an 87 that time? Okay, so now his grade is an 87.75, so we have a B student. Okay, so I'm going to click and drag these down. Okay, so that's what do we need? 5 students total, and we need 5 students total, and we need 5 students total. Notice each of those, that's row 5, that's for row 6, that's for row 7, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. It automatically did that when I clicked that corner and drug it down. Now if you miss that corner and you click and drag, it won't work, right? It looks like it's working, okay? It looks like it's working, but nothing's happening, right? There's nothing being filled in here. You got to grab this corner and click and drag in order for that to work. Okay, so be careful about that. All right, and so now my goal is to put in a C student, put in a D student, and put in an F student, I guess. I don't that might not be required in the assignment. I don't remember exactly what I asked you to do 100% of the time. But maybe A, B, C, D, F students, just as an example, okay? And then you can put in grades, and you should be able to see in real time what the weighted average for those specific grades is, okay? So hopefully that helps. If you have questions moving forward, please let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. And also, I encourage you to seek out information on your own using online tutorials and any other resources that you have. Okay. All right. You'll be hearing from me throughout the semester. I hope you're having a great semester so far, and I'll be talking to you soon. Okay. Bye.